What's going on, YouTube? It's your boy, Seth the Lawn Surgeon. And people want to know about raising prices. A lot of people putting videos out here, and they do them every year, about how you need to raise your prices every year. You know, some people raise prices because of inflation. Some people raise prices because of the cost of equipment, the cost of doing business, and it's a good business practice. But I probably stopped raising my prices probably like 4 years ago. And am I crazy? Do you think I'm crazy? Maybe I am crazy. If you think I'm crazy, then you probably should click off this video, because I'm going to tell you why I don't raise my prices and why I stopped raising my prices. Because you already know what time it is. Tipsy Talk. Alright people, as you can see, I'm getting my grown man on tonight. I have an actual glass, which this is how you're supposed to drink bourbon, which is what I drink most nights. Most tipsy talks, I mean. But a story behind the red cup. People think maybe it's marketing, maybe, you know, it was a ploy behind it. I actually bought the red cups. I bought a set of 4. It's not the same one red cup. I bought 4 of them. And it was because we were having my daughter, and I was like, man, I don't want my daughter to grow up seeing me having drinks. You know what I mean? Whenever I have a beer or whatever. So I said, I'm going to buy these innocent plastic red cups. And whenever I have a beer, I pour my beer in it. Whenever I have a drink, I pour my drink in it. And, you know, my daughter be none the wiser. You know, it's kind of backfired because I drink everything in it, you know, juice, water, or whatever. And so she'll be like, hey, Dad, can I have some water? And I'll be like, whoa! That's not water. Maybe holy water. That was too far. I'm sorry. Oh, gosh. Anywho. Yeah, raising prices. Alright, so let me do this. Let me like, I wing these. I don't know if y'all noticed. Where shall I start? McDonald's. Maybe the McDonald's. That's a good starting point, right? McDonald's, right? I base my business around McDonald's. And I know you're like, Seth, you can't be serious. Like, why would you base your business around McDonald's? McDonald's has the cheapest, grossest burgers on the market. Which is true. I do not buy McDonald's burgers. I go there for their breakfast. I do not buy their burgers. But McDonald's is a hell of a marketer, bro. They are a hell of a marketer. And I'm going to explain to you. My 2 examples I'm going to give you. McDonald's and Five Guys, right? Now, let's start with Five Guys, right? Five Guys. It's a premium burger joint. You know, like, you can taste the quality of the burger when you bite into it. You know, they claim the fame is never frozen meat. They get it fresh. It's ground fresh, and when you bite into it, you're like, man, it's just something different about a Five Guys burger that tastes better than everywhere else, because everywhere else, most other places, is frozen. And then they give you them fries. They put it in a cup in the bag, and then they take another scoop and pour it in the bag, bro. But see, the thing about Five Guys is you gonna pay premium price for a premium burger. I think last time I went there, I paid $14. And all I got was a burger and fries. I didn't even get a drink. $14. Now McDonald's, on the other hand, right? You can get a frozen. There's no telling how long that burger's been frozen. How long it's been in the freezer. It's not fresh. But you can get it for $1. Double cheeseburger, maybe $1.50. You know, the McDouble. Quarter pounder, you get it for about $3-4. You know what I mean? You gonna get a cheap burger from McDonald's. But see, I'm gonna break down the differences between both of those and why I want to market my business after the McDonald's brand instead of the Five Guys brand. So let me go this. I'm gonna break down the lawn care version of Five Guys, right? So the lawn care version of Five Guys. There are people out there that want premium customers, just like Five Guys. You know, they say, hey, I'm going to give you premium service for a specific type of customer for a premium price. And in that effort, they don't have to do as much work. For a person that's doing premium service, like Five Guys, they probably can have 20 customers and make the same amount of money that somebody with 60 customers is making, because they're charging a higher price and they are theoretically giving a better quality of work. And I know a lot of guys that, you know, go out here and they raise their prices every year. You know, $5, $10, $5, $10, just to try to get to that premium price. And then they don't come down. If somebody can't hit that price point, then that's not a potential customer they want. So a lot of customers that come to them, they don't get, because they say, this is my price and I'm sticking to it. Which is fantastic in the sense that they don't have to do as much work. Like I said, like they doing 20 yards. Now in these 20 yards, they might be doing a whole bunch of different jobs for this one customer, and that's how they make that same amount of money that the person with 60 customer does, right? So that's how they make their money. Now let's get to the McDonald's part. I'm excited about this. I'm so excited. So let me break down the McDonald's lawn care protocol, which I like that. The lawn care, the McDonald's lawn care protocol, they're not looking for a premium customer. They're trying to hit all the price points. If you notice when you go into McDonald's, right, you might have the premium burgers. You got the premium burgers that's $4, $5 or whatever. Then you have the mid-level burgers, it might be $2, $3. You know, they got different levels of sandwiches. Then you got the dollar sandwiches, the value sandwiches, right? And by them doing this, by them making these different levels, they're able to cater to a whole bunch of different type of customers. Versus the Five Guys that cater to one customer. Why is this beneficial? I'm glad you asked. By catering to multiple level of customers, you have different, it makes your business broader, in my opinion. Let me break this down, right? Not everybody is going to be a premium customer. It might be somebody that's just a $20 front yard cut every 2 weeks customer. I have those. I have people that I cut their front yard for $25 every 2 weeks. That's all I do. I don't hedge no bushes. I don't do no cleanups. I don't do nothing else for them except cut their yard every 2 weeks for $25. And a lot of people say, oh, that's not profitable, blah, 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 blah. It adds up. That $25 is money in my pocket. And see, whereas in this 5 guys setup, they're making the same amount. You say, well, the 5 guys setups, they only have 20 customers. McDonald's setup has 60 customers. 5 guys setup is making the same amount of money as the $60 customer. Why wouldn't I want this 5 guys custom setup, right? If these 5 guys lost 2 customers, the McDonald's setup lost 5 customers. The 5 guys setup would lose more money than the McDonald's setup. You get what I'm saying? Because each one of those customers is a larger profit margin. That's why I stay away from commercials. A lot of people ask me, why don't you get in commercials? And it's just like, I could go bid out on a commercial company or a commercial bid. Say I get 2 commercial contracts, each one for $10,000, right? So I'm bringing in the money in 2020, oh yeah. Then the next year I go to bid on them in 2021, and both of those companies get a lower bid. And each one of those contracts was $10,000. That's $20,000. I just lost $20,000. That's the same thing with that 5 guys setup. Each one of those customers, while you're making a lot of profit with doing less work, they're so valuable. So if you lose one, and you might say, well, I'm not going to lose those customers. I do good quality work. Sometimes it's out of your control. I done had customers die. You know, I done had customers move. I had one customer decide, you know what? I done lived in this house for 20 years. I'm going to buy me an RV and I'm going to live on the road. And they sold their house and left in the middle of the summer. You never know. And you can't base the dependability of whether or not a customer is going to stay with you on the quality work you do. You can give them fantastic work, but they might not be in the house no more. They might move to another state. But what you can base how much money you make is on how much customers you have. The more customers you have, while it being more work for you and more strenuous for you to manage, if you lose 1 or 2 customers, it's not that big of a deal. Half the time when I lose 1 or 2 customers, I gain 5 back. So it's not that big of a deal. I expect to lose customers in this system. And it's just like I said, the McDonald's system, McDonald's knows there's premium cheeseburger eaters out there and there's dollar menu cheeseburgers eater out there. And they treat all those cheeseburger eaters the same. It's the same with me. I treat every customer like y'all saw that video. Treat every house like it's $1 million house. I treat every customer like it's a premium customer, whether they're paying me $25 to cut their yard or whether they paying me $75 to cut their yard. You get what I'm saying? So let me get to this. I know I started this whole video about, do I raise my prices? Why I stopped raising my prices? So, when I started, I was charging $25 a cut. Then the next year I went up to 30. The next year after that I went up to 35. The next year I went up to 40. The next year I went up to like 45. And then I stopped at 50. And now, for an average size yard, I charge $50 an hour. Anything bigger than an average size yard varies. You know, I have yards that I charge $55, $60, $75. And those are huge yards. But on average, I try not to go below 45 or 45, 50. And so, with that being said, a lot of people's justification, another people's justification on why they keep raising their prices every year is because of inflation. Oh, the cost of this went up, the cost of gas went up, blah, 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 blah. Customers don't care about that. Customers don't care. All they care about is, do you cut my grass well? And if you cut my grass well, I will keep paying you. So if you come to somebody, if they get 2 quotes, and one person says, I'll cut your grass for $40. The other person said, I'll cut your grass for $60. And they tell that person, oh, well, this person said they'll cut it for $30. And you said, well, with the cost of inflation, we're going to cut it. Can you cut my grass? You're not going to get the job because, you know, and I know people say, oh, it's low ballers and blah, blah, blah. And like I said, I love low ballers because there's a difference between, see, a low baller underbids themselves. This is a low baller underbids themselves. They set a price where the amount of work that they're doing is way below what they should be getting paid, and then they get to the point where they're like, you know what, it's not even worth it. You know what I mean? I was just trying to make some money on the side, blah, blah, blah. And then they leave, and now that customer is looking for somebody else. And 9 times out of 10, they're gonna call somebody that's legitimate, like one of us, and we gonna make that low baller look like crap. They're gonna be like, man, all I had to do was pay an extra $10 or extra $15, and I get this quality service. I should have been doing this in the first place. That's why I love low ballers. So, like I said, the customer doesn't care. You shouldn't be mad at the customer for trying a low baller. You shouldn't be mad at a company for charging a low price. They just don't know their value yet. You know what I mean? I know my value. You know, and one thing I always said is what Keith Kalfas has given me this confidence is, he said, when you start off your company, you're going to be out there scratching and trying to survive and charging whatever you think the customer might want you to charge, you know. But eventually you're going to get to a point where you have enough work coming in where you don't have to undercut yourself. And it's almost to the point where you're so busy that you're like, you know, somebody calls you and you're like, man, I don't even feel like doing that, you know. But I'll come out and give you a quote. And if you go out and do that quote, you give them the quote that you're comfortable giving them. That you're comfortable with charging them that amount of your time. Because your time is valuable. So you're comfortable with saying, hey, you know what? I feel comfortable with taking time out of my day, time out of my schedule to go do this job for this price. You know what I mean? And try to be fair. It's a balance of being fair. Don't throw a number out there that's outrageous, but throw a fair number out there that makes you feel like you're getting your money's worth, because you know you're going to do a fantastic job. You're going to do a better job than any of these lowballers out here, and that customers will be happy. People charging a lot because they got expensive equipment. Oh, buddy. Never understood that, bro. Do you think that customer cares if you have a $10,000 mower? If somebody can do the same job as you with a $10,000 mower that somebody with a $300 push mower can do for half the price, who you think they're gonna call? Ghostbusters. No, I'm just playing. They gonna call the push mower guy. You know what I'm saying? Because they don't care. They don't care that it takes that push mower guy 3 hours to cut their yard. They're gonna call them. So it's a matter of understanding that you gotta find that balance. I understand that your rate per hour, if you have better equipment, you can get a job done faster. So your rate per hour is fast. You know what I mean? So if you charge somebody $30 an hour to do some work, but you know you got all this nice fancy equipment and you could get the job done in like 30 minutes, well then guess what? You need to raise your rate per hour. It doesn't mean that you need to charge them outrageous prices. You just need to find your rate per hour. My rate per hour, $80 an hour. That's how I get my $50 per cut price. Most yards it takes me 30 minutes. That's $40, right? So why do I charge $50? $5 for gas getting there, $5 for trimming and blowing. $50. That's why I charge that. If I go to hit somebody's bushes and I look, and the way I judge it is how much I'm gonna charge is this gonna take me 30 minutes, or is this gonna take me an hour, or is this gonna take me an hour and a half, or is this gonna take me 2 hours? I go by halves. If it's gonna take me 30 minutes, guess what? It's $40. If I have to haul away the debris, then I charge for that. If it takes me an hour, it's $80. If I have to haul away the debris, I charge for that. It's simple. And a lot of customers understand that. A lot of customers, I'll be like, it'll be a big job. I'll tell them I probably could get it done in an hour. But because I have explained to them I charge $80 an hour, they understand that if it takes longer than an hour, then it might be, you know, $120, you know, an hour and a half or whatever. Or if it's 2 hours, it might be $160. When you give somebody a flat price, they want you to stick to that flat price. And if you go over that flat price, they're like, well, what about that price? But when you break down where your price came from and you have to go over that, it's a little bit more understanding. I hope I got my point across. A lot of times with these videos I'll be rambling. I don't even know if I got my point across. started from A and I ended up at Q or something like that. But yeah. Thanks for watching. Comment, subscribe, stay tuned. Yes, sir.